Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting aviation update. In today's video, we'll have some great news about Etihad Airways and their amazing Airbus A380. So grab your headphones and let's dive right into it. Guess what? Etihad Airways' third Airbus A380 is making a grand comeback. After being in storage for some time, this magnificent aircraft is finally taking to the skies again. Can you believe it? I know! It's super exciting! The A380 has just completed its journey back to Etihad Airways hub at Abu Dhabi International Airport, located in the beautiful United Arab Emirates. Talk about a triumphant return! This massive bird is ready to spread its wings and soar through the skies once more. We can only imagine the anticipation and excitement among the airline's crew and passengers. Etihad Airways said in December 2022 that it would bring back 4 of these planes to fly only between Abu Dhabi International Airport and London Heathrow Airport. According to data from Aviation.com, the airline's A380 fleet had 10 different planes before COVID-19 broke out, and Etihad Airways now owns all of those planes. The 4 of them have the most luxurious services that the airline has to offer, like the Residence, which is an apartment inside the plane. This choice is better than both first class and business class, and only the Airbus A380 has it. The Residence has a dedicated meal service, a twin-sized bed, and a shower, in addition to the perks that clients can use before they board. The Residence also provides a high-end service while in the air. Etihad Airways plans to start using the Airbus A380 for commercial trips again on July 15, 2023. The airline will start using the Super Jumbo to fly between Abu Dhabi and London Heathrow every day. The main airline of the United Arab Emirates is not the only airline in the area, or even the world, to have started flying this type of plane again. Even when the A380 was grounded, Emirates was faithful and kept using it. Other airlines like British Airways, Lufthansa, Qantas, and Qatar Airways have recently put the plane back into service. Emirates was the only carrier that did this. According to information from Aviation.com, there are 133 Airbus A380s being used by 9 different carriers right now. Some of the companies on this list are Asiana companies: All Nippon Airways of Japan, British Airways, Emirates, Korean Air, Lufthansa, Qantas, Qatar Airways, and Singapore Airlines. Emirates has said that it wants to place an order for up to 36 Airbus A380s. Airbus had threatened to stop making the A380 if it couldn't come to a deal with Emirates over US $16 billion. The arrangement gives Airbus a chance to change its mind. Emirates is the only airline that uses the A380 as its main plane. At the Dubai Air Show in November of last year, Emirates was expected to place an order for more A380 jets. Still, the company chose later to order 40 Boeing 787 Dreamliners. Emirates has revealed that it will buy 20 of the Airbus A380, which is the biggest passenger plane in the world, and has options to buy 16 more. Shipments should start in 2020 according to plans. Emirates is now the biggest customer for the plane. They already have 101 of them in the air, and they have ordered 41 more. Airbus's sales head, John Leahy, said on Monday that the company would have to stop developing the A380 if Emirates didn't place another order for the plane. Airbus has had trouble getting airlines to buy its troublesome Super Jumbo plane, so this deal is very important for the company. It has been forced to cut its production by a lot. A few years ago, it made 27 planes a year. But this year, it will only make 12. It thought it would be able to send 8 in 2019. Emirates is by a large margin the plane's most important customer. Without its help, Airbus would have had to stop making planes at its factory in Toulouse and eventually stop making planes there altogether. The group now has the money and resources it needs to keep going. Airbus said that the order it got today makes it even more sure that it will keep making the A380 for at least another 10 years. At that time, the growth of the aviation market could have given investors a new reason to put money into it as a business. The Airbus A380 was made so that a lot of people could fly between hub airports that are very busy and only have a limited number of takeoff and landing times. In the past few years, it hasn't been needed because airlines have switched to using smaller planes that use less fuel to move people, often on straight routes that connect secondary airports. But if the market keeps growing at such a fast rate, there is a good chance that airport traffic will become a big problem again, especially in Asia. The A380 might then start to show what it can really do. The Airbus A380 passenger jet was first thought of as a possible alternative to the Boeing 747 at the beginning of the 1990s. The project didn't get going in earnest until 1993. Based on what the client asked for, the plane has 2 levels of seating and can come with a variety of services, such as bars, lounges, beauty salons, and duty-free shops. Before this deal was signed, the Airbus A380 had already been ordered 317 times since it came out in 2007. In October 2007, it made its first trip on a commercial plane. It flew from Singapore to Sydney for the first time with Singapore Airlines. In 2008, Qantas started taking bookings for the planes that would fly from Melbourne to Los Angeles. The Airbus A380 has been flown by both Air France and Lufthansa, but Emirates has been the airline's most reliable and important customer over the years. Since the Airbus A380 was first made available, a total of 251 have been made and sent to 14 different companies around the world. Even now, 16 years later, the Super Jumbo is still a sight to see wherever it goes, and people are always interested in it. Here are 5 facts about the Airbus A380 that have come to light over the past 16 years. Number 5. The A380's width is about the same as that of 32 double-decker buses. When it first took to the air in 2005, the Airbus A380 was the biggest passenger plane ever made, and it still is. The length of the 2-story plane is 261 feet, which is about the same as the width of 32 double-decker buses. Also, the highest weight when taking off is 575 tons, which is about the same as the weight of 5 blue whales. The Super Jumbo has about 6,000 square feet of useful floor space on its 2 decks. This is about 40% more than the Boeing 747-8, which is the next largest plane that is currently in use. Number 4. It takes about 2 weeks to paint an Airbus A380. It takes about 2 weeks to paint an A380, and 950 gallons of paint are needed to cover the 38,000 square feet of surface space. Aviation.com says that Emirates is by far the biggest airline that uses the A380. The company now has 119 of these kinds of planes in stock. This makes the Dubai-based airline much better off than Singapore Airlines and Lufthansa, which both have 14 Airbus A380s in their fleets and are tied for second place. Because Emirates has so many in its fleet and just got a new paint job, the people who paint the planes will have a lot of work to do in the coming years. In the movie below, the airline shows what goes on behind the scenes when one of its Super Jumbo jets gets a new paint job. Number 3. Each A380 carries more than 350 miles of wire that carry electricity. Each Airbus A380 has more than 300 miles, or 483 kilometers, of electrical lines inside it. Some of these wires are used for the plane's entertainment system for passengers. In fact, there was a 2-year delay in the building part of the project because of problems with the wiring and software. Number 2. The Airbus A380 is not just used for long-distance flights. Emirates service from Dubai to Auckland and Qantas flights from Sydney to Dallas are 2 examples of the Airbus A380's longest flights, which have gotten a lot of press over the course of its history. But the A380 has also been used on routes that are incredibly short, like the 299-kilometer or 186 miles between Singapore and Kuala Lumpur, which Singapore Airlines made possible. Number 1. The A380 is the result of people from all over the world working together to build an airplane. The Airbus A380 is a great example of how countries can work well together because it is made up of almost 4 million different parts. These parts were made by 1,500 companies from over 30 different countries. After that, the parts were shipped to Toulouse, which is where Airbus put them together as part of the building process. Thanks for watching this video.